Greetings fellow girls, guys and gamers, this is Small Archangel. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Rising World Survival. And we spent the night in this little cave here. I've already packed up so that our spawn point will be not the tent that I'd placed there, but our base, which is still to the north of us. And when I say base, I actually mean pretty much all of our bases. We're that far south at the moment. We've got our lighthouse there, which is our current base, and our castle, which I suppose is our main base, really, with its great big garden and everything. I was thinking, I don't know whether to take the provisions, the loot we've got here, back to the castle. I think probably we need to take some of it back to the castle, because that's where I've got the gramophone, although we could have one in the lighthouse maybe as well, but it's perhaps a little retro chic. And then I've got this honky-tonk destroyed piano as well, which probably wants to go with along with the other honky-tonk destroyed bits of furniture that we have. I'm just going to get some water in my canteen, and then we're going to set off. There we go. And we'll drink some water from there as well at the same time. And then we need our battle axe. There we are, in place of the normal axe. Although this biome's not ever so dangerous, you can't ever be too careful, can you? And north is that way. So let's head off. I've even taken all of our torches, so we're not. I won't pick up that melon. We don't need it. So we've got a fairly decent stack of torches. The willow tree growing out of a cave, which is interesting. Well, this area is rather lovely and picturesque and free of dangerous animals, which is nice. I like it. But nonetheless, I cooked some beef steaks last night, and I'm going to place those in our inventory because we do have a bit of healing to do after the last episode, when a little bit of trouble befell us, and we're going to ignore that pig because we've got our inventory with quite a lot of meat in it as it is. Oh, this is an interesting looking cave. Let's just take a bit of a look. This is one we can actually get in as well, but I dare say, yep, there you go, it just stops. Always disappointing. So back to the axe. Now the plan is, in this episode, we are going to head back to one of our bases, offload some stuff, and then what we're going to do is head north from base, because we haven't really explored in a northerly direction from the base at all, and I am still hopeful of finding yep, we're still going on. Still hopeful of finding ourselves a desert biome within fairly easy reach of where our builds are, because we're going to need some more sand for glass, and I do want to find some desert that we can possibly explore, which might have some pyramids and some of the desert dungeons spawning in it, because that would be pretty cool. The underground dungeons, I've mentioned before, don't work ever so well in this save, and maybe that's true of any sort of previously existing save that predates that update. I don't know. Kind of disappointing. And at some point, there's plains, but let's go to the top of the hill and we can really see what we're dealing with here. But I think we're covering the same ground we already covered in the last couple of episodes here, so we shouldn't be heading into territory that we don't know. We'll go up this completely insane rock here. Up, there we go. Yeah. I can't actually see far enough, can I, to be able to judge, really. And now we're going to have to go down here really rather carefully, because this is one of the things that happened to us to negatively. Ow! You see, that just happened again, didn't it? That is the trouble. There's an awful lot of that, and they are really very, very dangerous, these peaks and hills. And the trouble as well is that there isn't really anything in-game, any way in-game, of healing yourself adequately at the moment either. The only thing you can really do is eat. And if you're not hungry, which I'm not, then there's no point wasting the food, really. But we've got some meat anyway, so we can. But that is quite bad. I hope I don't have to encounter any animals. If I encounter any wild animals, folks, I am running. I am quite simply running. There we go. And we can see now that the water bug is still a problem. I've passed several water holes which were perfectly supplied with water, but this one is not. So it seems to me that you travel a certain distance, then all of a sudden the water just fails to render in. If I stayed around here for a while, maybe it would render in, and if I don't know, if I relogged, it would probably render in, but at this point, the water holes from here on are likely to be empty. Oh, here we go. We've got a large lake here. This is the lake that we actually have our lighthouse on. So let's go around the outside of the lake in order to sort of map that out as well and get that on the map. That is part of this exploration exercise as well, is to get more biomes and more land on the map. And what I might do off camera is, see if I can sort of fill in the areas in between as well. Just Minecraft style, which is kind of the type thing I tend to do sort of in Minecraft as well, just so I can see what's in my immediate environs. Now today, for some reason, I have got an annoying little kind of buzzing noise in the audio. Oh look, we can even see the jetty for the lighthouse now. I can't see the lighthouse, just the jetty. There's the lighthouse, pinging in an annoying immersion breaking kind of way. There we are, home again. Yeah, and I don't know what that is because I've never experienced that before. I have never previously had a problem with this particular noise, so I don't really know where that's come from. Whether it's, I don't think it's my sister because I don't get it in any other games, just in this one. So I don't know whether you guys are aware of that or not. If you are, apologies. I don't know where it's come from. I don't know what to do about it. There we go, Lakeview Lighthouse. Nice. All right, so I guess what we need to do now, in some ways it'd be quite good, wouldn't it, to have a storage, something for storing items around outside here, so I can store meat for putting in the grill there. But for now, I think I will content myself with sticking it in the fridge. There we go. We've got some more beef steaks. We've got some more bacon. And we've even got a chicken. Two chickens. Nice, there we go. Oh, and some ribs as well. There we go. And they don't stack, so there's only so much house room we can give those. And then we've got a seriously large array of pelts there. Oh, and some more bacon. How did I miss that? There we go. And then we've got some apples and some melon as well. Let's just see. Okay, so I'm going to put our hides in this crate here, and then if we need those in the future, we know where to find them. I've got 4 pieces of ore, which is fairly pathetic really, and then we've got a few pieces of wood there as well. I am of course going to keep our tent and all the rest of this stuff on us because we're going to need that. I will put the lumber in. I believe I keep lumber in here. Do I keep lumber in? No, I don't. I keep lumber in here. You see, I've already forgotten. Here, this is my wood. No, this is my wood store. Oh my goodness me. There we go. So we're going to put the lumber in there. And then we're more or less ready to go. I've just got a couple of things that really I want to put in the castle. Or take to the Okay, that's kind of strange. That has disappeared. I'm going to have to replace that picture because it's vanished. I don't quite know why it has, but there you go. It's disappeared. So we're going to keep these in our inventory, and maybe if we go past the castle, we'll drop them off there. But they're not taking up that much space. My garden needs harvesting, but that's for another time. We're going to follow the path that I've carved out of here, which will take us more or less to the castle. And then we are going to head more or less due north of the path that goes to the castle. So we're going to go that away there. So let's follow this path. I've only done this about once, I think, actually, apart from creating the path. I've only kind of run along it about once. It's about as direct as I could possibly make it, and I had a bit of backfilling to do because the terrain here is not exactly what you'd call even, as Daisy there knows, because, I mean, how uneven does it have to be to swallow an entire cow? And here's the end of the path, and there's our finger post to the lighthouse. So if we head in this direction, yep, we will come upon a castle. It would be great if at some point we could more easily make roads that were level and something other than dirt as well. If we can make ourselves a gravel track or a tarmac road or something. One hopes that in future updates, where we have the ability perhaps to create wheeled contrivances, wheeled vehicles, we'll be able to yeah, make roads to run them on, because I can't quite imagine riding a bike or driving a car over this. It wouldn't work ever so well. Hello, Archangelos Castle. Welcome home. Here we are. This is still my favourite build. So far, we ain't finished yet. So, I'm going to drop off a couple of items here. Basically, we've got the gramophone. We have a gramophone record to add to here. Let's see, Swan Lake Act 3 Hungarian Dance, we've got Morning Mood, and we've got Toccata Fugue by Bach, we've got the Death March, great stuff. And then somewhere, probably down here in the smithy, we have got some items. There we go. Actually, I've got a honky-tonk piano already. Well, there you go. I have two now, along with an old bookshelf and an old table as well. And I don't think chairs are any different, so we haven't got anything particular to... oh, look at this. Have I got two compasses there? Oh, wow. Okay, well, in that case, there we go. That's not the one I'm using, right? No, that was a spare compass. Fabulous. Well, actually, given that compasses are far more sort of useful in a lighthouse, for example, I've got one already. We'll keep that. We'll put that as spare stuff in the lighthouse, just in case of misadventure. And then we will head northwards from here into hitherto uncharted territory. I've had a beefsteak, so we're ready to rumble. We're not quite full health, but we could probably get ourselves to full health fairly easily. I've got all the equipment with me that we need in order to... yeah, we just need to go north, don't we? We've got all the equipment needed in order to be able to make ourselves sort of gather the resources to make a campfire and to be able to craft some more beefsteak and all the rest of it. So we should be able to keep ourselves alive, I hope. We have a tent as well, of course. So here we go. This is the first time we've been out this way ever, and I've kind of deliberately kept it that way because I wanted to save one of the directions just to make sure that any new content, I was going to be able to head out that way to explore any new content, and this seems like a good a time as any to do that. As I say, at some point we'll probably start a new map, or we'll start a new world, and what I may or may not do, I'm going to take a blueprint of all the builds we've done here, and what I may do is hello bunny. You can hardly see them in the grass. What I may do is start building all of those builds as well back in again. I'm not quite sure how easy it will be, but it'll be a lot easier with a blueprint. All I have to do is gather the resources, and then we won't have an entirely unpopulated world, and hopefully we'll have somewhere nice to live, sort of fairly much straight off the bat. Not exactly, we'll have to gather all the resources, but you know what I mean. I will have a choice of abode as well. Okay, so we're entering a pine forest now, so I'm going to try and stay going in this direction. Let's just see, but this is possibly the danger zone, isn't it? Let's just go off at a tangent this way, because one thing's for sure, we can't actually see. When we're in a forest, we can't see a flaming thing. So I'm going to head off sideways without entering the forest so that we can see what's over in this direction, because equally we've never been there before. Okay. Seems silly when we know that we found desert before, but I also know that it was really quite a long way from home, so it would be good to find one that wasn't quite such a trek. Okay, we get a fairly good vantage point from here. There's a cow there, which I might just have for the beef. And it looks like this is probably going to be a more promising direction than through the forest, though who knows? It's quite difficult to judge what is on the other side of a forest, isn't it? Who knows? But in my experience, you go through plains and savanna before you find a desert. So we'll try in this direction. Inventory. There we go. Hide body. And off we go in this direction. This is just plains, of course. And currently we are heading sort of north again, actually, which is okay. I don't mind heading north. From here, I'll kind of follow my nose just as long as we're not heading back towards base. Just as long as we can sort of see where we're going, and forest is not great for that, so that's another reason, another compelling reason to avoid the forest, really. We can't see what biomes we're heading towards, and we also, sorry Daisy, we also can't see the danger that lurks within either. Okay, well I spot a cabin. And that's definitely worth checking out, isn't it? The cabins are always worth checking out in case they've got some halfway decent loot in them. They've never got anything particularly spectacular, of course. The best you can tend to assume is a record for your gramophone, but hey, I'm up for... And the worst, of course, is absolute zero, but there you go, okay. Oh, great, a bear pelt and an axe. Well, we'll take the spare axe, but really... it's not ever so helpful, and neither is the bear pelt, and there's never anything in the second. Can I take this, please? Yes, I can. Excellent. And then we've got 2 shelves as well. I don't want it in my hand particularly, thank you. But what I might do is put my axe there, and then we can grab some wood, because it's getting to be a little bit dark now. Which direction am I heading in? Back north again. It's getting to be a little bit dark now, which means that we're going to need to think about finding somewhere to stay for the night. And we've got a lot of trees here, so if I take a tree down, we're going to have some wood. And then we'll need to take some stone in order to be able to make ourselves a campfire. There we are. Okay, and we'll take the stump as well, because we may as well. Uh-oh, what did I just hear? Might have been a boar. Okay, back to the battle axe. No, I think it was a normal pig. Difficult to tell, though. And again, we're heading north. That's cool, at least it's predictable that way. Okay, this patch of stone here looks like a good place to call base camp. So I'm going to place my tent first of all. Let's just turn this around and try and put it vaguely flat. There we go. There we are. And we need to make ourselves a fire. But for that, I'm going to need my pickaxe, aren't I? There we go. And we're going to need to take a little bit of stone from here, of course. And I can't remember exactly how much we need. Let's not fall down the hole. That would be a very bad plan. Crafting, fireplace, craft object. And a skewer would also be good. So let's... general, resources, general, skewer, stick. We need sticks. Okay, here we go. Let's place our fire. Can't see very much at this point. There'll do. There we are, a bit of daylight, well, a bit of light, and then we'll place that on the top of it there. There we go, and then we'll put some meat on there to cook. Although it's awkward to place, isn't it? There we go. 1, 2, 3. There we are. And then I suppose what we should probably also do is place a couple of torches. So let's do that as well. I'll place one there. There we are. And that's probably enough light, to be honest, for the moment. So I think we'll be cool with that. There we go. Yeah, let's just take a bit of a look at how far we've come. Not an epic distance, to be honest. We've got back to base, and then we've come this far, which is not that far. So I think we'll carry on a bit further in the morning. Maybe we'll go north. Or maybe we will head off that away a bit. Eastwards, perhaps, or westwards. Basically, this whole area is unknown to us. That is as far north as we've ever been. So it doesn't really matter now we've come north a bit in which direction we travel. Just so long as, yeah, we sort of, we keep going, really. And we're bound to find desert eventually, surely. But that is the whole point. We will see how we do in the morning. There we go. We have more beefsteak now than we can possibly imagine. And we have to leave our fire where it is. So the land is going to be completely dotted with fires where we've been. Nope, that's not what I meant. Okay, here we go. So I've decided to go off in this direction, otherwise known as west. Excuse me, because behind us to the east is a whole load of trees and forest, basically. Yeah, look at that. And a bear. I can see a bear. And I heard him in the night and thought, perhaps not. So we're going to head off in a westerly direction. And hope for the best in that direction. Excuse me. And this is turning into really quite an expedition. But I don't mind. I love doing a bit of exploration in games. And now we've got the map as well. It means that we're going to be able to come back to any biome that we find. We're going to be able to relocate it fairly easily. And that's going to be all to the good in the end. Okay, so we have more trees. Basically, we seem to be utterly surrounded by trees, and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot we can do about it. So we're just going to have to push through these trees. There's another log cabin, which, you know, is good. I don't mind exploring another log cabin. It's almost entirely swamped by these massively high flowers, and it doesn't contain a chest by the look of it, which is a downer, isn't it? Contains a trash table and a chair, and that's about it. And then we are heading in what direction here? South. Well, we don't really want to go back south, because south would be back towards base, wouldn't it? And we don't want to go back that way, because we know what's that way, and we know there isn't any desert. We know there isn't any desert. So let's get our compass and head north, in spite of the fact that it's forest. Or maybe we should head west. We shall head west in spite of the fact that it's forest. And we'll just have to be a little bit careful of any wildlife. Although, to be honest, I think what I really plan on doing, our health is almost full now. But I think I'd rather just peg it than deal with any bears or boar or anything else that we find that might possibly give us some trouble. Well, here's another cabin. If it's got anything... Oh, it's got a chest in it. Might be worth checking out. Ooh, a map. A spare map is very good. And then the William Tell Overture, which we don't have already. And the Ride of Valkyries. Good loot. Nice. And I might just top that off by taking this piggy's loot as well. And then I have to say, I'm beginning to lose hope of finding a desert around here. Because we have come way sort of north and then west of base and still haven't found nothing. As you can see, we're not actually that far north. But nowhere around here. Oh gosh, I've just dropped my battle axe. That won't do at all. That will not do at all. There's nothing around here that really suggests that we're going to find desert either. Now, we know for a fact that we have found desert in the past. And so what I will do, what I propose to do, is to go back to base. Off camera, I will find desert. I will find perhaps the desert that we found already because we want it on the map, so we want to know where it is and how to get to it. And maybe I will find some elsewhere. I'm not sure, but I'm going to do it off camera because otherwise this expedition could just run and run and run. And, you know, a few episodes of it is fine, but there's a limit. And as I say, I am starting to think about doing a new series now as well. Starting in a new map so that maybe possibly things will be a little bit less buggy. I don't find that I've got too much in the way of bugs. Let me just see. We want to go south at this point, don't we? Yes, we do. There we go. Things aren't that buggy, really, but as I say, dungeons never have worked properly in this save, and never will, because I've been to new areas and caves just don't join up, which means that we're never going to be able to legitimately explore that in-game content. Oh, there's another cabin. Nice, we'll have that as well. So yeah, it would be good. You know, prior to the next update, I don't know. Maybe I should wait for the next large update. Hello, let's not fall down that. And then start a new save. So when the player models come out, that might be the good time to start thinking about a new update. We've got another map. And Fifth Symphony First Movement. Okay, well, I think we've got that at the castle, but not at the lighthouse. So I think we'll have to make ourselves a gramophone at the lighthouse as well. South. Yes, we will head south. Here we go. Yeah, so what I think we'll do is we will wait until the next major update. So in the next episode, hopefully, we will be doing the desert. Hopefully, I will find us a desert because we've been thrashing around in the wilderness for days and days and days in game now, which is kind of fun, but not really getting us where we want to be. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, you know what to do. Hit that like button. And let me know. Also, as ever, give me your hints, tips, comments, suggestions, and share your gameplay. And I will see you guys in the next episode. But until then, keep gaming, keep surviving, ooh, and stay happy. Bye-bye for now.